Are you ready for Japan? This essential Japan guide will make getting everything ready for your Japan trip a breeze. I've got you covered. Passport. Your passport should be valid for the duration of your stay, and if you plan to travel to or through another country during your trip, be sure to check the passport's validity, as the visa requirements might be different in each country. Depending on your nationality and the length of your stay, you may need a visa. Currently, 69 countries have short-term visa exemption agreements with Japan, so check before you fly. And your passport will need enough room for a stamp too. This one is often overlooked. Travel insurance is advisable but not mandatory, so if you do have this, set the documents aside. Flights and accommodation prices can vary a lot, so it's good to plan and book this well in advance. And you'll be needing some Japanese yen for your trip. While credit cards are becoming more widely accepted in Japan, cash is still king, especially in smaller towns and for smaller purchases. You might want to check out some travel cards to help reduce fees and inform your bank that you are traveling to. This might all take time, so it's good to do so in advance of your trip. Decide when to visit Japan. In my opinion, there really isn't a worse time to visit Japan, and the best time to travel to Japan is when it suits you best, depending on your vacation schedule. However, the only time that I do recommend to consider not traveling to Japan is during Golden Week period. Here's a quick breakdown to help you decide, if you haven't already that is. Spring, well, the pros. Cherry blossoms or sakura. This season is one of the most beautiful and popular times to visit Japan. Its weather is mild with a temperature usually comfortable in the spring, making it an ideal time for sightseeing. But on the flip side, cherry blossoms can draw large crowds, both domestic and international, also making flights and hotel stays more expensive too. Summer. Japan is known for its summer festivals, which often include parades, dances, fireworks, and traditional food. The official climbing season for Mount Fuji is in the summer from early July to early September. On the flip side, summers in Japan can be extremely hot and humid, particularly in cities like Tokyo. And the rainy season, Tsuyu, also falls around this period. Autumn. Autumn colors, known as koyo, are vibrant red, orange and yellow, with the leaves being so beautiful and a sight to behold. There are many spots across the country where you can appreciate the sight. And similar to spring, the autumn climate is usually mild and comfortable for exploring. On the flip side, just like spring, fall is a peak travel season, and you might encounter higher prices for flights and accommodation during this time. And some of the most popular viewing spots can get very crowded too. Winter. Illumination. Cities across Japan put on stunning light displays, creating a magical atmosphere. The snow and the winter sports are amazing, with places like Hokkaido and Nagano being famous for the snow quality, making them ideal for winter sports like skiing and snowboarding. While the winter is perfect to enjoy Japan's many hot springs known as onsens, sitting in a hot spring while surrounded by a snowy landscape is a very unique experience. But on the flip side, winter days in Japan are shorter, limiting the amount of daylight for outdoor activities and sightseeing, and winters, especially in the north, can get bitterly cold with heavy snowfalls in regions like Hokkaido and Tohoku, therefore making it difficult if your plan is to travel the country extensively. Okay, mobile data. This one is often overlooked but can make a huge difference to your Japan trip, which is why it's usually among mine and many other content creators' top recommendations for Japan travel. Getting a pocket Wi-Fi or a Japan data SIM card can be a game changer when traveling in Japan for a number of reasons. There are many providers, and I've teamed up with Sakura Mobile, one of the most reputable services trusted by many travelers in the Ninja Monkey community. Whilst free Wi-Fi is becoming more common in Japan, particularly in major cities, tourist spots and in hotels, it's still not universally available and might not always be reliable. Therefore, a connection to the internet on the go will help with navigation. Japan has an extensive transportation network, and having access to applications like Google Maps can help you navigate unfamiliar cities, find the nearest train station, or guide you on walking paths. Online translation tools can help overcome language barriers, especially when dealing with menus and signs. An internet connection on the go will also allow you to stay in touch with family members and friends, share your experiences on social media, and check emails or make calls. And accessing information and services on the go, for example, tourist attraction opening hours or even booking tickets online, is also essential. So how about considering using my affiliate link to purchase either a pocket Wi-Fi or a SIM or an eSIM? I'll receive a small commission at no additional cost to you, and you'll also be supporting the channel, so it's a win-win. Scan the QR code for an even easier way to access the link. The Japan Rail Pass, it should not be overlooked, but it might not be for everyone. If you're planning to travel around the country, consider getting a Japan Rail Pass, also known as a JR Pass, as it can potentially save you money depending on the routes that you take and how often you're going to be using the Shinkansen bullet trains. The Japan Rail Pass can potentially provide unlimited travel on Japan's railways, trains, buses and ferries for a fixed period of time. Prices are always subject to change, therefore working out if it's worth it for you is something that is important in checking. You might want to consider a regional pass as an alternative to the nationwide pass because they are typically cheaper, and if you're planning to travel within a certain region of Japan, such as Tohoku, Hokkaido or Kyushu, it might make more sense financially to buy a regional pass. Flying within Japan can also be a cost-effective way of doing things too. I'll be covering this topic in more detail in the future, and when I do, I'll add a card or a pinned comment regarding this. Okay. Visit Japan Web. Registering on the Visit Japan Web portal prior to your trip can make entering Japan faster by helping you perform arrival procedures at immigration and customs before you fly, and give you access to an easy-to-use tax-free shopping service once you arrive in the country. Here is what to do in a nutshell. Register your details and answer a few questions for customs and immigration clearance. This will result in a QR code that you can screenshot and show when you arrive, saving you time in entering any information on the flight or at the airport. And if you want to register for a special tax-free QR code to also speed up your tax-free shopping, you can do so by registering a passport photo and then scanning your landing permission seal affixed to your passport once you have entered Japan. It's quite simple and worth doing before you head off. Itinerary planning. Japan offers a rich and diverse range of attractions and experiences. With limited time available, having a well-organized itinerary will help you maximize your visit by ensuring that you cover the must-see destinations and activities. Therefore, try planning out the major activities and sightseeing you want to do. Try not to overpack your schedule so that you can have time to relax. Packing. When packing, consider the weather during your visit and the activities you'll be doing, and don't forget the essentials like travel adapters for your electronics. Japan mainly uses Type A outlets. Language. Knowing some basic Japanese phrases can greatly improve your travel experience, so consider learning some basic words and phrases. And how about downloading some useful apps? Consider getting your digital toolkit ready before you arrive. I've made a comprehensive video on this topic which you can check out. But in a nutshell, navigation apps provide walking directions as well as information on public transportation routes, schedules, and even the estimated journey duration. Translation apps are an essential tool for travelers, as they can not only translate text but can also interpret spoken words and even translate signs and menus through your smartphone camera. And there's currency card apps, which can be extremely beneficial as they allow you to hold and exchange multiple currencies at competitive rates, and usually come with a travel-friendly card. Destination-specific apps should also be downloaded. These apps are specific to Japan. This might include earthquake warning, specific weather apps, and apps for booking local experiences or attractions. Remember, it's not just about downloading these apps, but becoming comfortable before using them. Okay, hopefully you won't need to use this, but it's also important to be prepared in case of an emergency. Know your emergency contacts. Make sure that you know who to contact in case of an emergency in Japan. The number for the police is 110 and for the ambulance is 119. Arrange or know your transportation options before arriving. Arranging transportation before arriving to Japan offers convenience, saves time, and helps overcome potential language barriers. It will ensure availability, potential discounts with pre-booking transportation, providing peace of mind. And if you decide to make your own way into the city, then knowing your travel routes and train schedule will make your arrival less stressful. Be prepared to make your initial experience of Japan as stress-free as possible. As mentioned earlier, don't forget to complete your tax-free QR code application once you have gone through customs and immigration control using the Visit Japan web. If you've booked to collect a pocket Wi-Fi or data SIM at the airport, then don't forget to pick it up before you leave. I personally prefer having mine sent to my first hotel so that I don't have to queue up after a long flight. The JR Pass. Well, if you've opted for the JR Pass, there is an exchange counter at the airport. However, if you're not planning on using it straight away, then you don't have to worry, as you'll be able to exchange it from many different stations within the city. Load app on your Suica card at the airports. It's a rechargeable smart card used for transportation and cashless payments. This can be done from your phone if you have an iPhone, or by purchasing one at the airport itself, enabling you to tap and pay without the need of purchasing a ticket. And how about luggage forwarding from the airport? Well, if you arrive early on a flight or simply want to travel to your hotel conveniently, you might want to consider luggage forwarding services such as Yamato Counter at the airport, which will send your luggage to your hotel for a fee, making for a hassle-free trip and freeing you up to sightsee or chill before checking into your hotel. So team, I hope that you found this guide and tips helpful for your trip to Japan. You might also be wondering, who is this guy? Well, I'm Nathan Ninja Monkey, and I've been traveling to Japan for nearly a decade as a tourist, sharing my adventures and discoveries through videos. So, if you want to get an experienced tourist point of view, you've come to the right place. And hopefully, you'll join the adventure and subscribe for more. It's a great way to support the channel, and it's only a click away. Oh, and it's free. I'm usually traveling on an adventure as a tourist, which is not only documented on here, but also on my new second channel, The Happy Gaijin, where I post more up-to-date vlog style videos and streams, and hopefully you'll be able to get to know me a little better too. So why not show your support there too and be amongst my first subscribers? Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you've watched this far, then how about proving it by simply adding an aeroplane emoji to the comment, even if you have nothing to say. And if you found this video helpful and you like what I do and you want to support the channel, then consider helping support financially via a super thanks or on Patreon, or by simply watching some of my other videos, which is a great way to tell YouTube that I'm doing a great job. Till next time, stay positive and be a happy gaijin. Arigatou gozaimasu. Gracias. Thanks. Bye.